Hello, hello, hello. Thank you once again for joining us. This is Let's Talk the Business Spotlight Edition. I'm your host, Regina Smithwick, and I am honored today to have someone that I've been knowing for many years now. And I'm just so happy to see how much he's grown and is growing in what he's doing and his purpose. And we'll go ahead and get started and talk to you. As you know, Let's Talk is about motivating, uplifting, and empowering our audience. So I would like to introduce you tonight, Trae Johnson. Trae, you want to say hello to the Let's Talk crew?
Hello, how is everyone doing today? And again, thank you for this honor for allowing me to be on your podcast. I'm blessed and thank you.
Oh, no problem at all. We'll first we'll start talking about. Let's talk about your publishing company that you have created. I noticed that you had one book already, and now you're already on your second. You're probably on your third soon. So let's talk about what was your why. Why did you start the publishing company?
Why? It's because it's been a goal. I always like to have control over my destiny. If I want someone to tell me what to do, I work a 9 to 5 job. And so I wanted the opportunity to create something and then market myself and give it to my audience. And wanted to control my destiny. I didn't want to feel like I have to go to the big publishing house or the publishers to get my product out and then wait for them to give me permission or just to see if they like something. So I decided to be my own man and just inspired by people like from Tyler Perry to Master P, from Jay Prince, those entertainers that just took destiny in their own hands and control their own company and move forward.
Yeah, controlling their company and controlling your destiny, your future, and be able to go wherever you want to go with it. Whatever you want to do, you don't have to ask for permission to do.
Exactly.
Whatever you want to do. It comes with a price because, you got to pay a price.
True.
It's not always gravy. It's not always good, but it is because it's learning. Every time you learn something, you build. So
exactly.
If you're bad, you just be uncomfortable for a minute,
Exactly. But then also too, that's sometimes your best moments when sometimes you maybe you're not comfortable, but you learning. And then when you get out of it, God shows you that you were strong enough to handle this. You learn X, Y, and Z, and now all of a sudden you can think bigger, grow the company, and maybe able to bless others with some of the knowledge that you experience.
Right, because he gets you ready for that next level, right?
Exactly.
He has to train you for the next level. So let's talk about what you see on the screen right now. So this is the title of your new book about financial aid, and this is kind of you see it. Yes, there you go. Your mountain. Yes. So we see financial aid books sometimes, but it's good to see a Black man that's showing about the financial aid aspect. And you already do this for a living. So tell us about how you came about this Mountain of Financial Aid book.
Sure. Well, I have 11 years of financial aid experience. And again, I currently work at a state college. And previous, I worked for a profit school. And so all these years, I've had students to come to my office, and it's usually just same questions or same complaints, but just different characters or different students, different parents. So one day, this older Caucasian lady came to my office because she had some issues with the student that she was working with. I helped them out. She was so thankful and so forth. So she came back and was like, she was so happy for the things I've done. We just started talking. And I was just like, hey, I need to write a financial aid book. And she like, you need to do it. And I'm like, okay. But I wanted to add myself to it. I mean, I wanted to be professional, but I wanted to kind of talk to the students or parents like they're in my office. So she looked at me. And again, this older white Caucasian lady pretty much told me, that's nice, but we need a little bit of Kendrick Lamar. So add your flavor into it. And I'm like, okay, and she knows about Kendrick Lamar, but besides the point, I got the drift, and I wanted to add my personality, professional, but add my personality to the book, so you can at least feel like you know me, an easy read, and just something that you feel comfortable with. It's a roadmap. It's something for any high schoolers, any particular first generation college students, and everybody can read over it. Even though some people might have been to college before. Things changed. When I was in college, it was Blockbuster Videos, Turtle Music, Sears, Woodworth, all those. Now it's Netflix and chill. So
Yeah.
things have changed. I mean, we used to have the card catalog back in my days. I know you don't know about that, Regina. You might have to YouTube it, but what happened in my generation. So it's a good learning tool, a great easy access book to just understand what's going on in college and to know that college is a business.
That's right. It sure is. And I'm glad you said that things do change because, of course, I went to college in the 80s. And now my boy's about to embark on college next. I couldn't believe it. I was like, next August, they'll be in college.
Ooh,
Next
wow.
August. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's finally here. And I got two boys going at the same time. So this book will be very helpful for me to make sure that they are doing it right, and, not getting into a lot of debt, and knowing what they're getting into. So, because I'm the first generational person in my family that went to school. So, financial aid and all that was just kind of, we just signed papers, and as long as I got in school, I was good. So
Mm-hmm.
now I know better with them. At least I know that much better. But like you said, everything changes. It's been 30 years since I've been in college. So now, ways of doing things are totally different. Scholarships are totally different. So I definitely need to embark on that book myself because I'm about to get into this financial aid with them.
Oh,
So
yeah. And then one of the things I break down is loans. I've
mhm,
had so many people complain about loans or say that loans are the devil, and so I had to let them know that loans are not the devil. It's just how you manage it. It's anything you can call the devil. I could say food is the devil if you get mad and you want to eat up a whole buffet. So it's
right.
just how you handle it. So I teach them about loans, origination fees,
Hmm.
and just kind of break it down something simple because a lot of our community wasn't explained about finance and loans. So try to
Hmm.
make it simple and easy for them that not only they can learn in college, but they can learn as well if they want to buy a new car or even take out a loan or a personal loan somewhere else. They at least be familiar with the structure of how a loan works.
Yeah, this is very important. As we look at how the new administration has been trying to do a bill on canceling out some of our debt,
Hmm.
how they're going to do that, and
Yeah.
getting in debt anyway. And then to really understand how other countries work with financial aid, that's countries that, you may pay high taxes, but they don't charge you for education.
Yes.
So you kind of have those like, which one would you rather have? You got to do something. And I thought about it one time. I was like, I think I would pay higher taxes just to know that my education and is covered. Because you don't want to come out with so much debt that you can't even think. Like, I think that you get caught in that rat race like that, right? So just like we trying to do entrepreneurship or doing things, and when you come out, you got to go straight in because you have bills you have to pay. So you, a lot of
Yeah.
times, go straight into these jobs sometimes they don't want, but they know they have to get because in 6 months, Uncle Sam is looking for you to start paying,
But
right?
yeah, but like I said, college is a business, and so a lot of this is our responsibility. For example, I mentioned this in the book, just what you stated. Back in the days, we had a card catalog, so a lot of stuff wasn't as easy to research as it is now that we can Google or do whatever.
Mhm.
Now you should be able to Google different salaries or even the school, what type of school you want to go to, in state or
Mhm.
out of state, community college, HBCU, state, private, whatever.
Mhm.
So let's say, for example, if you want to be a teacher, and again, there's no disrespect for teachers, but this is for an example. Let's say the average salary is $36,000. Cool. So when you choose a certain school, and then after 4 years or even 5 years, you have at least $100,000 in debt. You already in the hole before you even started your new job.
Mhm.
So we have to kind of look at this as a business. That if you do want to be a teacher, you need to see what's the best school that you want to go to that can help you out financially. You might want to even start for a community college first, and then
Mhm.
maybe transition to another school, or make sure that you have or research all the different scholarships that's available to you. Like talk to your insurance agencies. A lot of them have different scholarships or programs that many people don't check with them. Check with your jobs, check with your local banks. A lot of places have scholarships, and especially different D9 organizations,
Mhm.
and they have it. But a lot of times, especially African American males, we don't want to apply for them. So there is money out there. You just got to kind of research and get that money because it's a whole lot easier to
Mhm.
have money already ready for college.
And that's true. That's true. And yeah, that's something, like I said, I'm embarking on all this right now. Just kind of getting familiar with all this stuff because there's a lot out there and it gets overwhelming because before it seemed like you had to go to your counselor at high school back in the 80s. That was the only way you would know anything about any scholarships. And a lot of the stuff was in books, like literally books. And they had to give it to you and they will give you a book or a paper and you had to fill it out and give it back to them and they get it to the school for you. So
Yeah.
that was so much easier now. You could just go online and fill out these applications and have your essay ready, have like a essay that you could switch around, have
Mm-hmm.
generic one you could switch around to format it so you know how to keep on reinventing the wheel and there's so many tips and stuff you can do. So I know your book is going to offer a lot of things for people who are about to go to school, even people who are embarking on a grad degree. They can still use that book, right?
They can use it for, basically it's mostly for the undergraduates, but there are some elements that you can use far as in the book for different questions I recommend, and even with the loan situation. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you get a graduate degree, you're no longer eligible for the Pell Grant. So
That's right.
now you have to embark on loans if you didn't do it in college. So you got to kind of understand the different types of loans, a sub loan or unsubsidized loans, and then when you graduate, you have your grace period.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you looking to go to a grad program or in a grad program, and if you had loans in your undergraduate years, then you definitely need to do an in-school deferment to postpone those loans. So you won't have to worry about paying the loans, or worse, being in default. And you definitely don't want to be in default owing
No,
unpercent.
no, he don't, because it holds your whole life up. You don't want that. Guarantee you don't want that.
Yeah,
That definitely
exactly.
do. So tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
Well, 5 years, I'm hoping in Lord's will um to continue to grow my publishing company, to be an entrepreneur. I'm working on a 501c3 company as we speak
Okay.
to help those people who are diagnosed with cancer. So that's one of my personal goals. My mother died of cancer, my granny and one of my wife's uncles
Mm-hmm.
died of cancer. And so this is something kind of personal to me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want to kind of do my part to see what I can do to help the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, I want to continue to grow campaign publishing. I want to continue to write more books. And then
Mm-hmm.
eventually, maybe have some people signed to the publishing company and
Mm-hmm.
continue to grow. Have a couple of movies, scripts I'm writing on, and a couple of movies and some production, and just be independent, be happy, enjoy my family, and just um, taking one day at a time, enjoy myself in 5 years or less. But
Or
gotta be
less.
on the
That's
grind.
right. Or less.
Gotta be on the grind.
No, that's a lot of good stuff there, right? It's a lot of good stuff there, and like my dad, he passed away from cancer as well. So I do understand that. I do understand that pain. And that's great that you're doing something that's going to help others that's going through and hopefully prevent maybe even having it. So that would be great.
See, that's one of my motivations of why I want to create something myself. Because, well, just say this: it's a lot of money be going out for it, but the results are still the same.
That's true. Good point. Very good point. So now, with the publishing company, you said that you may start signing people to your publishing company. So if there's someone who wants to write a book, you'll be able to kind of walk them through the steps and help them to get all that stuff done, like an editor and
Well,
cover.
that's the goal right there. To pretty much can help educate and kind of push them out. I'd be mostly responsible. But something before that is that I'm looking to do possibly maybe in March and April. And you probably will see a flyer coming out soon. I'm looking to educate those who are looking to be authors, because many people think you need a whole lot of money, a lot of this, a lot of that to write a book. And so I want to educate those people that interested want to write a book
Mm-hmm.
and want to know how to. I got a workshop that is reasonable price. You don't have to worry about it's going to be $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. It will be an opportunity at a reasonable price that you can join a 2 or 3 workshops with me, and I'm going to show you and educate you on how to be an author.
Oh. Let's see, and because I just became an author last year. Well, it's going on 2 years now, right? Look, I'm lost train. No, it's actually it'll be a year. So I never thought in a million years I would be an author. Like I never thought, it was never in my plans. I never was the best writer ever, but when I had got with the right person, my editor, she kind of walked through everything with me and broke it down in little pieces so it wasn't overwhelming. Because
Yes.
you see being an author, you see like movies and stuff. They sitting there with a typewriter and they pulling paper and they crumbling paper and there's all this and they going through crazy because they got blocks and all this stuff. So when you see like being an author, when the way she structured it and broke it down for me, it was durable
It
because I
is.
each piece. I didn't look at it as being a big project. I just took one piece at a time, and before you knew it, it was like I'm done.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
therapeutic too. Like you kind of get your feelings out, whatever the subject or topic is, or maybe it'll just make you escape to another world if you do, you know, fiction or nonfiction. It's just amazing. It's a great feeling. So if people, I can't wait to see the flyer. And if there's people out there who willing and ready to make this happen, you know, Trae's proven himself that he is a great author. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to write. He's producing books. So he is someone you would want to talk to if you're looking forward to being an author as well, because it's a great experience. I love it. I'm glad that I did take those steps to do it.
Oh yeah, do it because again, I say this, everybody have a book in them, but there's
Mm-hmm.
three parts that's the hardest thing to do. It's one, doing it. Just go ahead and doing it. Two, just having the idea of what you want to write about. What's your goal? What's your point?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just have to sit down and outline what you're trying to do and how you feel and so forth, and then study other people's works. Everybody might not be a Stephen King or a Toni Morrison. Some might
Mm-hmm.
be a Terry Miller. So
Mm-hmm.
some might be a Trae Johnson. So
Mm-hmm.
you just got to kind of study what you want to do, and then third, get with an editor. Don't
Yes.
Let's be honest. Don't get cheap and just get somebody off the streets. Get with somebody who's
Yes.
a professional who can help you out, because
Mm-hmm.
you will realize one of the most important things you can do or that you have is your image, your brand, your market. So you come out with something kind of like terrible or grammarly is
Mm-hmm.
incorrect and just a whole lot of stuff is not right, you pretty much putting yourself down before you start. So
Mm-hmm.
get somebody who's a professional writer to read over your product and to make sure everything's on point. Then after that, get you a good get a good couple of beta readers to read over it, make sure your book is good. Because again, it's like driving a car. You want to make sure that the motor is good, the tires are good, because once you go out in the streets and something happens,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's already done deal, right?
done deal. Done deal before you put it out there.
You are so right about the editor. That's who I went through. I went through an editor and it changed everything. And especially someone you trust, someone who has been out there, someone who has credibility, and you're able to be open and transparent with them and
Exactly.
vulnerable with them. It's just an amazing feeling. Like I said, I honor mines all the time. Miss Ward, she's amazing. I just give her homage because she really made that book happen for me. So like you said, you said exactly right. You need a great editor and you wouldn't have to worry. And it's worth the money. It's so worth the money. It really is.
Yes.
You can't, some things you can't be cheap on
You
or
can't
try
be
to,
cheap.
you
Yeah.
gotta pay for a good editor because it's gonna make your words shine. It's gonna make it flow off the pages when people read it. They're gonna be able to kind of go in and they can actually walk it with you and see it in their head because the way the editor gets it flowing and make sure it flows
Mm-hmm.
it's very important. So great point. Great point.
Yeah, and there are different types of edit. But again, if you want to get somebody with your whole book, you need to make sure what type of editors you want, and just talk that editor. You don't be playing around. Everything's not gonna be on point.
That's true. So before we get ready to close up, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to tell us like what's on your website, things that people could find.
Sure. Well, again, this is my first novel, Family Scars.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good fiction story. It's about this man named Ellis Hickman whose wife dies of cancer. He's a businessman and deacon of his church, and despite him, still trying to um, fight his pain of losing his wife, he's had to try to reestablish a relationship with his kids. And so now he's understanding that the things he did in the past can affect him in the future. So that's why I call it family scars, because it's like any type of scar, regardless of physical or mental, that if it happened to you when you're a younger age and it's traumatic, it can affect you when you're grown man or adult. That's on my website. Definitely check it out. And then, of course, family scars. Again, anybody who's in high school, any high school counselors, anybody in education, parents. Right now, I'm holding Regina's copy right now, so she gonna get something in the mail real soon. So anybody, I cannot stress you enough. If you're not familiar with college, or you just want to have some type of idea, get the book. You can get the book on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles. I know I'm actually working on somebody with my e-commerce, but they should have it completed by Sunday. Working on a few things. Okay. So, but in the meantime, if you do want an autographed copy, my email is down the bottom. campaignyapublishing@gmail.com. You can email me and be like, hey, can I get an autographed copy? And then I give you the information. You give me your address, and I can mail it to you. And then also, too, I am a financial aid presenter. So you have like a youth organization and you need someone to speak, I'd be happy to speak. I'm just requesting, just in exchange for our partnership, you buy the book so we can go over it, especially young females, because there's a section up there, a section in the book that I dedicate to females. Okay. So, yeah, I got a lot of great things going on. And again, thank you, Regina, for this opportunity to kind of talk to your people. And I got a lot, and coming soon for this summer, Protect Her Heart. So, yes, because ladies got a precious heart. So protect her heart, guys. So that's coming out soon. A good story. So I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah. All right. Now that is here. You see, Trae got a lot going on. So, like I said, I do appreciate it. And before we end this, I have to mention that he is my fraternity brother. I couldn't let this go through until, if you don't know, you should know by now. I'm a Zeta Phi Beta sorority lady, and this is my fraternity brother, Phi Beta Sigma, and that's how we met years ago in Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Our chapters worked together. Was doing some things and projects back in the day, and that's how I met this great young man. Well, a young man, but young man, I guess you would say. We still young, right? So young. Yeah.
So I'm getting up there. I'm looking at life like this, like wow. But yeah,
I still want to say young because we keep saying that we'll stay youthful forever. So, but I do appreciate you being on the show. To my Let's Talk family, if you have a product, service, a business that you want to be spotlighted, please contact me. You could definitely contact me at Let's Talk 1943 at gmail.com, or on my website would be the best, is www.letstalk1943.com. You'll be able to send me your contact information if you're interested in doing a business spotlight, and I will do what I'm doing right now, have you up here. We'll talk about what's going on with you, and hopefully that will help you brand your business, to be able to share it, to grow your business, and that's what this is about. So, yes, exactly. And as you see the book, please contact Trae if you have anything that you need to talk about financial aid and anything publishing wise. He'll be able to assist you. Yes, yep. So until next time, I just want to let you know we thank you. We appreciate you, and God bless.